Thought of old memories that I hold near. Writing my blog, it's a wild display. Brandon Elrich is so gay. We're living the
Hello everybody, it's Brandon Elrich with Season 2, Episode 11 of my podcast. Today is the audio version of a live video I recorded with Sue Reid. Throughout the month of February, you can sign up for an annual subscription to my podcast and to my blog for $30, which is half of the regular price. So please go to my Substack publication to upgrade and help me keep going and continue to provide this content. I hope you enjoy my conversation with Sue, and we'll get it started. Thanks.
Hello.
Okay, hi everybody.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Brandon Elrich. Brandon Elrich is so gay, and Elrich Unraveling. And I'm here today with Sue Reid of Confidence Matters.
That's right.
And is there anything else I guess you can add to your repertoire, introduction, whatever?
Okay. Well, as the name suggests, I deal with confidence. Confidence matters because it does. And I coach confidence, write about confidence. So like all things confident. And that's because when I was young, I had very little confidence and I was very shy and I went through some bad relationships, as I've written about. But I've built my confidence myself, which is why I think I can help other people. But before I started this, I was in retail banking for 42 years and retired in 2019.
Okay. Yeah, I can relate to the shy part. Growing up, I was a very shy child.
Yeah.
And I was kind of I guess I would say I was kind of a loner and introverted.
Yeah. I was as well, but I think part of me didn't want to be. I think when I was very young, I used to love reading and I was quite happy sitting in the corner reading a book, and I didn't really need to interact with anybody else. I was very close to my older brother and my mum particularly until she became depressed when I was 8. I had my younger brother and got very depressed after that, and she changed. But before then, I was quite happy on my own. And then as I came into my teen years, I decided that, there was something wrong with me. I shouldn't be like this. I should be one of the cool girls. I should, be in the gang and be all trendy, which I wasn't. So that really led me down the wrong path, I think, trying to fit in when I should have just left myself as I was.
Right. Yeah. And I felt like I was not like the other boys. I mean, at the time, I didn't realize that I was gay. I didn't have any concept of that,
Right.
But,
yeah.
I just knew that I was different. I didn't like the other things the boys did. I tended to have friends that were girls instead, and
Yeah.
that's just kind of how it was. But that's not how it was supposed to be. Like, according to my family and other people, you were supposed to do boy things and all of this.
Yeah.
Expected to be a certain way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, that is how we're brought up. We're brought up to be, you're either a girl or you're a boy. If you're a girl, you do girly things. If you're a boy, you do boy things. And that's
Right.
how it's always been. You can't change.
Right.
So how do you feel about your confidence now?
I definitely feel like I'm more confident than I ever was growing up. And I think partly it's when I finally accepted that I was gay and I was okay with it and okay with myself.
Mm.
So I think that made a huge difference. I don't know, I felt like I couldn't really trust my parents in a way, like when I was growing up, like with my feelings and things like that.
Mm.
If I were made fun of at school or something like that, that they weren't all that empathetic. um, and so
Yeah.
for a long time, I had to be kind of independent and just deal with things on my own. So in that way, I don't know. I don't know if I would change it, because I do like the fact that I'm more independent, and
Mm.
I'm I don't know. It's hard to know, like, to know if you should go back, if you had the option, if you could
Mm.
go back and change
Whether you
anything.
change it. And I
Right.
think most people wouldn't. We might think we would, but if you change things, then other things will change. Your whole life could change because you've changed one thing. Um, and I think we learn as we grow up, and I've been through some like awful times, but it taught me a lot, and I am a much stronger person for it. So without that, what would I be? Still very shy, introverted, probably, absolutely fine. I'd have probably gone down a different road, but I'm happy with how I am now. So, and I think that my life has been in different chapters, and that past is in the past. Although I talk about it, it's not part of how I live now. So it doesn't affect me anymore.
Right. Yeah, changing anything from your past would change who you are today, and do you
Yeah.
want that?
No,
So
no, because you don't know who you'd end up being.
right, yeah, it could be much worse.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Yeah.
I went live, almost every day in December, and I had asked if you could come on, and you ended up being sick, which is completely,
Unfortunate.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I was
and
sick all over Christmas, and my husband was in bed for 3 days. So,
ugh,
yeah, Christmas was a bit a bit rubbish, but never mind.
oh,
I
wow,
got to
I'm
see
sorry
my
about
family
that.
this weekend, which was really nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I've
And we
watched
had
several
Christmas
of your
dinner.
oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. No, I just said I went saw my family this weekend, and we had Christmas dinner, so that was nice.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I've seen several of your videos, and I always like them, and I I really connect with what you're saying. As I said, I grew up as a shy child and didn't have a lot of self-love, self-confidence, didn't,
Mm.
yeah, of
Mm.
course, lacked self-acceptance in many ways. And so I really wanted to have you on and talk about that. And I know you have
Yeah.
a cohort that you're starting, and I wanted to be able to kind of give you a chance to talk about that as well.
Yeah, so I'm starting. It's an experiment. So for me, this is the year of experimentation. Um, I was just reading the long post. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I will. Yes, my cohort, unshakable confidence. So this is the year of experimentation for me. I'm going to try things. So rather than sitting thinking, will it work? Oh, it's not going to work, so therefore I'm not going to do it. I am just going to just do stuff. And if it doesn't work, then I'll do something different. So at the minute, I'm trying out group coaching, which I've never done before. Normally, I do workshops. I do my confidence circle, which is my paid subscribers, um, and I do one-to-one coaching. And I think, well, not everybody can afford to do one-to-one coaching. It's expensive for most people. So I thought, well, what if I did a little group of coaching for people, and it's called Unshakable Confidence, and it's aimed at people that feel confident but have moments when they don't feel confident, which I think is probably most of us. But it's to kind of build on what you've already done, all the work that somebody's already done on their confidence issues. So I look at self-esteem, self-belief, self-love, and self-acceptance, and how they all fit together to build your self-confidence. And then we look at where you go from there. So it's over 6 weeks. Um, and when this goes live, not live, but when it's on the screen, when it's posted, I will put the link to my offer on Gumtree. And it starts this coming Friday, actually. And
Okay.
my intention is to do 4 in the year, so do one every quarter. So, and hopefully it'll like build. I'll learn from each one, and it'll build and get more successful. But that's the plan. Whether it works or not, it doesn't really matter. It's just a trial to see how it goes, and if it doesn't work out, I'll do something different.
Yeah, I've had to do some of that on Substack kind of trials to just see how things go, because you don't know. And I try not to put too many expectations on anything I put out there, because it's sometimes a lot of it is not up to me. So
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And if you wait until you're ready, then you'll never be ready. You'll still be waiting in 10 years' time. So
right, yes. And you said something a moment ago about moments of shyness, or moments of maybe I didn't get the wording right, but do you feel like you can be shy and confident at the same time?
yeah, because I think that's 2 different things. I think really, and I've learned this because I used to think that being shy meant I didn't have any confidence. Being shy meant I didn't have any confidence. When I was younger, I think I had a lot more confidence than I did like in my teenage years. So I think being shy is really, to me, being introvert, being not, not trusting people straight away. They kind of have to win your trust. Having a small group of friends rather than a huge crowd of friends, and being happy with that, liking your own company. So that to me is shyness. And perhaps, when you're out with a group of friends, you're the one that talks the least, but you listen the most.
Right.
Whereas lack of confidence is more a feeling inside of how you see yourself. Like, you might be an extrovert, you might be the life and soul of the party, but inside you might be only acting that way because you want to come across as confident, but really inside you're just shaking, like the duck underwater. So I don't think the 2 necessarily go together. I think you can be shy and confident, and you can be not confident, but very shy. That sounds right. It's getting late in the day for me. It might not come out right.
Yeah, I thought of that too, about the extroverts, because a lot of people who are extroverted probably might be doing that as kind of overcompensating for how they really feel inside.
Yeah.
And
I can tell you a little story about that to emphasize that. So when I was at work, there was a lady I worked with, and she was very outgoing. She was, she said what she thought. She was the life and soul of the party. She was always talking about what she'd been doing at the weekend and all these parties she went to, like really kind of loud and brash. And I bumped into her. I didn't like her I don't think many people did like her very much. She came across as quite like abrasive. And I came across her in a supermarket one day. I was getting some shopping. She was there shopping with her mother. And she said, "Oh, Sue, hello, how are you? Oh, this is my mum." She went, "Tell my mother how popular I am at work. How many friends have I got?" I'm like, "What?" I thought, how bizarre. But that
yeah,
just shows that she wasn't confident at all. And she had been trying to prove herself. And now she wanted her mum to see how confident she was as well. Like, really weird.
that I think that definitely points to the fact that she was not confident.
Definitely not at all. Bless her. And actually, I warmed to her a little bit after that, because I understood that she wasn't that much different from me. She just was showing it in a different way.
Right. Yeah, I think when we kind of reveal our vulnerability, we kind of show who we really are, and
Yeah.
some people will respond to that. I think part of the fear, though, when you become vulnerable, is that some people will take advantage of it, and so you don't want to show that. And maybe that's why you put on that bravado, or that show, to kind of
Yeah.
protect yourself.
And I think this is why self-confidence and self-belief is so important, because if you are a kind, nice person, you can get taken advantage of if you don't understand your boundaries. And this was one of my problems, is that nobody had taught me about values or boundaries. And I just wanted to be liked. And so, like, you'll do anything to be liked. And when you're in that frame of mind, people will use you. People, they will just use you, and it's not nice. So you have to strengthen your boundaries, know what your values are, and live by them, and don't let yourself be treated any other way than with respect.
Yeah, and I can relate to that because I feel like I didn't have boundaries growing up, and my family, my mom and my grandmother very often used guilt trips, you know, kind of
Mm,
to make you feel like you needed to do certain things,
mm,
and of course it worked. You felt guilty, or you felt an obligation to do things even though you didn't want to or didn't feel like they were the right thing for you or
mm.
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you don't, but especially growing up, I don't think you don't understand boundaries as well.
No, but it should be taught. Either, I don't know whether that's parents' responsibility or teachers' responsibility, but we should grow up knowing how to set boundaries and knowing, like, what is acceptable and what isn't.
Right. Yeah. Um, oh, Sambuca is saying you can have a lot of friends but be less confident. And conversely, you can have a few friends and be loud, like
Yeah.
me.
Yes, yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah. And also Sambuca saying, I grew up in a foster family and it was rough. Yeah, I
Yeah, I can
imagine it
imagine.
was. Yeah. Yeah. And again, that's another, like, backstory that I think makes you more resilient and stronger. Although it's not nice at the time, you come out the other side a stronger person.
Yeah. And
Maybe not necessarily straight away if you've, suffered, but I think when you heal, you come out as a stronger person.
yeah, and that takes a long time, I think, for some
It can
people.
do, yes.
Yeah.
For me, I would say 30 years to get where I am now, 30 years of working on myself.
So I think it was an article. I wrote down the title: "Confidence is built by the small choices you make every day." I read
Yeah,
that one, and I I liked I like some. I could relate to some of the points you made, like the comparison trap. I think so many of us
mhm,
fall under that, and I do, especially and on Substack and in other cases too. But looking at how well someone's doing, how much better they might be doing than you are, or how much more success they're having than you, or
yeah,
what you feel as success. But
yes,
yeah, and you there are a couple things that I didn't think about that you mentioned in that, and one of them was how long did it take for them to achieve that? And
exactly.
you don't know how long they've been working on that, and they're doing all these things behind the scenes, and maybe their marketing is better. It's not necessarily the quality of your work or
Yeah,
uh, who you are, but there's something other things going on that you don't see.
absolutely. We don't know other people's lives because they're only going to show you the best bits, aren't they? And they're not going to show you all the time all the things they've done that maybe failed, all the things where they fell flat on their face and never got off the ground. But you're looking at their success and comparing it to you starting out, maybe, and maybe you've been on, if we're talking about Substack, for example, if you've been on Substack for 6 months and you feel like you're getting nowhere, and you're comparing yourself to somebody that's been there 3 years and have gradually built up a huge following and gradually are doing well, that's not a comparison, is it? It's not the
Right.
same
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
it's not fair. You're
So
not being fair to yourself.
you're not. No, no. So just look to see. What I like to do is think, what can I do today to improve myself a little bit more? So you're comparing yourself to the way you were yesterday and the way you were this time last year. And as long as you can see yourself moving forward, then you're doing okay. You're succeeding.
Yeah, I really try to do that, but it doesn't always work.
We all do, and it doesn't always work. I mean, only today I looked at my friend's course. She's just put out Ilum, if you know Ilum. She just put a course out, and I just looked at it and I went, "That's amazing! Why can't I do something like that? That's so good."
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and
You
you
know,
are
it's
trying
instant.
something.
Yeah. You instantly compare though, because I just look at that and I think, well, she's got such a good picture. She's written it out really well. I thought, why can't I do that? And then I look at mine and I think, absolutely, there's nothing wrong with mine. What am I talking about?
Yeah, yeah. And I decided to finally create a new publication for my fiction and poetry.
Right.
For a long time, it's just been sitting around. I've written a lot of different stories and poems, and I for a long time I thought I would publish a collection of it, and it's just so hard to get into the traditional publishing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
self-publishing takes a lot of self-promotion, marketing, and I'm not good at that. And
No. Me not.
I thought, well, I've got this platform now. I've got this platform on Substack. I could put it out there, and so I finally did. I started the new
Well
publication
done.
last week, so
Brilliant. Well done.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking of books, I saw on one of your, I think it was on a live video, maybe you mentioned that you had written a book, um, building
Mhm.
building confidence, how to thrive as a shy person.
That's it. Yes. Yeah. So this book I wrote in lockdown, just because I thought, what am I going to do? Okay, I'll write a book. And I had no idea what I was doing, but I wrote it and I got it out there. I probably didn't market it at all even. I just put it on Amazon and everybody will buy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. It's tips on how to overcome shyness and what to think about. So it's kind of stuff I do now. And also a lot of my story weaved into it. So
Okay. So did you self-publish that one?
yes, with the help of somebody who knew what they were doing.
Oh,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I self-published one on Amazon several years ago, and it was it did okay as long as I was constantly promoting it and putting it out there.
Yeah,
But
that's
once
it.
you
Yeah.
stop,
Yeah.
that was it, And I was just I'm just not going to constantly promote my book and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
buy my book."
Yeah. I think that's what you have to do though, isn't it? I
Yeah,
mean, and that's what I do. I put things out and then I move on to the next thing and I've forgotten about the first thing, whereas I should be working on all of them.
yeah. So, what other new projects are you working on for 2026?
Well, I'm going to see how this group coaching goes. I might do some, well, not might, I will do some free workshops. So just for anybody to join on different, and in fact, on my post that's going out on Thursday, I've actually put a poll in to say I'm going to do some workshops and I've given some suggestions of what I could do it on. And then also there's a box for something else and you can say what you want. And hopefully people will answer that so that I've got a clue as to what people think they need. I think the options were having better conversations, meeting people with more confidence, more self-awareness. Maybe I can't really remember what I put in it now, but there's 4 options and then a something else box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like polls. I think they're very useful, but I put one out in one of my articles and didn't get very much feedback. So I had like 8 people respond to it. So I don't feel like that's very indicative of the entire population of Substack. So it's
No,
kind of hard to take that
no.
information and run with it.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult to like. I suppose most people are subscribed to so many different Substacks that they don't read everything,
Yeah.
and you just have to keep doing it over and over and see what comes of it. Keep reminding people.
Yeah, and that kind of brings up a good point of like you have so many followers or so many subscribers or whatnot, but maybe each article isn't getting that much attention. I kind of learned this on Medium. I wrote on Medium for a few years
Yeah.
and had several, a couple thousand followers, but my articles weren't getting thousands of reads
No.
every time. And you kind of have to put it in perspective. They're subscribing to all these different
Yeah.
publications, and they're not going to read everything you put out there because they've got so many other things to look at. And
also, I think on Substack, it's getting more and more. There's a lot of like the big players coming into Substack. So, of course, everybody wants to be on their newsletter instead of yours. But they're always going to read theirs first, like the Dan Coes and the Justin Welsh, etc.
Yeah, that is kind of hard because a celebrity will come in and they'll be here a week and have thousands of subscribers already.
Yeah, so don't compare yourself to those.
Oh, no. No, but it's always, it's hard though because you're also in a way competing with them, and there's just, I think it's silly to even look at it that way. There's no way I can compete with a celebrity who's had all this, because they've had a following outside of Substack, and basically they're just automatically bringing all
them. Yeah.
With them.
I guess the best you could do is comment on some of their posts, and because some people will read all the comments, and if you comment a lot on the same person and people start spotting your comments and start looking out for you, then they may look you up and they may then subscribe. It's a bit of a long shot, but it's always worth doing.
Yeah, well, I have done that in Medium. A lot of times engagement with the comments and things that would, I would do it too. I would see someone's comment and think it was very insightful or whatever, and I would click and look at their profile and realize, oh, that's somebody that I would probably want to follow.
Yeah.
And I think it works the same on Substack, and especially with notes. When you put notes out there, you see just a little snippet of something someone says, and you think, oh, that's clever, or that's funny. I think I'd like to see more from that person. And I think that's a helpful tool that we have here.
It is, yeah. And I think lives as well. I think doing a lot of lives helps because people tend to, even if they don't stay, they tend to dip into a live and dip out again maybe. But then if you're doing them often, they get to recognize your face and they think, oh yeah, I'm going to go and watch that.
Yeah, and I've had comments from people that say, oh, I see your name pop up all the time. You're on these lives all the time. And so that I guess that is helpful. When I first came to Substack, I had not planned on doing any live videos at all, and no audio podcasts. I didn't want to show my face, and I didn't like the way my voice sounded, and and I just went for it, and I've done fairly well at it. I'm not one of the huge players, but I do enjoy it, and from what the feedback I've gotten, people enjoy watching them. So I'm glad.
And I think that's the thing. If you enjoy it, that comes across, and then other people enjoy it. I've started just last week. I've started putting videos onto YouTube as well. So my lives have been going onto YouTube since before Christmas, but I've been doing some video podcasts and putting those on. So I put 2 on now, and when I was editing the last one, it suddenly struck me, I look really happy. I look like I'm really having a good time. And I think I do. I love it.
Yeah.
So and we'll see where that goes.
Too. I started going live. Well, I started audio podcasting about a year ago, beginning of January of last year. And then, but going live, showing your face is much different.
Yeah.
But so I started doing that in June of last year when I went to different Pride Fests, and I was showing people what Pride Fest looked like and everything. And it was a lot of fun. And so that started that journey. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it, and I've really enjoyed getting to know different people. In articles
Yeah.
like on Medium, you don't really get to know people as well.
No.
You can comment back and forth,
Yeah.
but you don't get the same. Um, you don't see their tone or their personality necessarily through messages and written
No.
word. And,
No.
but going live and meeting people through video, I think is very different. And I've I've come across a lot of different people, and it's I think it's been really rewarding.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's great, and I don't know why more people don't do it, but I know there's a lot of people that want to do it, but they just haven't plucked up that courage. And I keep saying to people, if you want to go live and you need somebody to go live with you the first couple of times, then just hit me up. I'll do it with you. I love doing them.
Well, that's a good point too, that I think it is much easier to go live with someone else, especially your first time, because
Yes.
going by yourself, you get on and, well, what do you say? And you're not, no one's responding to you, and
I
you're
know.
just,
And you think, is there anybody actually there?
yeah. If nobody, because sometimes the chat can be very quiet, and
Yeah.
if you don't have any response to it, and the first time I did it, I needed some kind of script or something. Well, with the audio podcast I did, especially,
Yeah.
because I don't feel like I'm a very a chatty person. I don't talk a whole lot, but if I have
Right.
someone
Yeah.
else to bounce things off of,
Yeah.
it's much easier, and I feel like I can carry on the conversation really easily, but
Yeah.
just not with myself.
I think the first solo live I did, and I did quite a few guest ones, and then I went on my own. And I think after 15 minutes, I think I ran out of things to say. And I was like, does
Yeah.
anybody want to ask any questions? Please ask me a question. But nobody did. So I just wound it up. But I think the actual live went down really well. I think because I was talking about, I think it was the one where, I think it was the one where I was talking about when I was, and I don't know why I talked about this really, but I was talking about when I was stabbed and left in the street. And I think maybe people were just
Oh,
so shocked they didn't know what to say.
well, yeah, I think that would be shocking.
Yeah, I was only 17. And
Oh, wow.
one of my bad relationships. I didn't actually go out with him for very long. This is one of my trying to fit in moments where um, I hadn't even I just started my career, my job in the bank. Before that, I was working in Woolworths Cafe, and there was a girl I met in Woolworths Cafe who worked with me who had a boyfriend who was 7 years older than her, who had a friend. And she said, why don't we make up a foursome? So this guy was 7 years older than me, and I was only 17. And anyway, we had an argument, and he hit me. And I thought, right, I'm just going to finish with him. I'm not going to have somebody hit me. I finished with him. And then on, I was just before Christmas. So on Boxing Day, he said, can we just go for a drink? I've got a Christmas present for you. Can we just go for a drink just for the last time, just for old time's sake, blah, blah, blah. So we went for a drink. And I thought at least it'll get rid of him. It's closure. And if he doesn't leave, then I've got an older brother. I'll just tell my brother and he'll sort it out for me. And so I went for a drink. And then the mistake I made, because he was great during the actual drink, he was fine. And I thought, okay, this is great. It's all over. I can go home now. But the mistake I made is I lived with my parents on a housing estate, and there was lots of back alleys, like people's back gardens, and you
Mhm.
could go through the alleys as a shortcut
Yeah.
to my house. So I went through the alleys, and of course he went the other way and came up behind me without me seeing, and just stabbed me in the back. And then as I turned, he stabbed me in total 5 times, last one in the hand.
Oh,
But as he stabbed me in the hand, I broke the knife in half. Don't know my own strength. And so he couldn't kill me because his idea apparently was to kill me and then kill himself. But that didn't work, so I broke the knife.
wow.
So yeah,
Oh.
this is my first solo live. I'm going to tell you this story now, and everybody's thinking, "Oh my god!"
Oh, well, that's quite shocking.
Yeah.
Uh,
It wasn't good, but there you go.
yeah, well, I didn't have anything that exciting to talk about in my first live. The very first one I did was at a botanical garden. It was basically a kind of a test because I was going to go live at these Pride Fests, but before I did that, I thought, well, I better test it out first just to see if I can do it, if everything works right and all that. So
Yeah.
I just went live at this botanical garden. It was showing the flowers and the plants and things, and just talking a little bit. But I had several people come on and add a few comments. So I was that gave me some confidence, that little test run.
Yeah.
And
it's little things like that build your confidence. And this is what I always recommend. Just do the small things that just add up, and just always reward yourself every time something goes right and you feel a little bit more confident. Reward yourself, because all of that gets stored in your subconscious. All that, well, this is a win. Okay, this is another win.
Yeah.
And your subconscious doesn't know the difference between a big win and a little win. It just thinks that's a win. This is good. We like this. And so it will just look for more opportunities.
Yeah, the positive reinforcement.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess actually I did go live. That was my first solo live. I did go live once before that, and it was with someone else. And that brings back to, it is much easier to go, especially your first time, with someone else and to help you kind of come into it. And in December, when I went live every day, I think there were like 4 people who had never done a live before, and they chose to do it with me. And that was, I loved that. I thought it made me feel so good that they trusted me to do that and to kind of come out of their live shell, I guess, with me.
Yeah.
So
that's good, because that says something about you, doesn't it? So again, that's another win. You should clock that one up as a win.
Yeah, and I do. I it makes me feel good, and
yeah, good.
So I'll keep that with me.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sambuca said you did a good job. Oh, thank you. I assume you're talking about when I was doing the live videos.
I guess. I would imagine.
So, well, I don't know. I just wrote down a few things because I don't like, because we were talking before we went live that we don't like, neither of us, I don't think, really like scripted live.
I'm not very good at scripted. I would forget to read the script. Honestly, I would.
The other thing is, though, I a lot of times when I go live, I completely forget what I'm going to say. If I don't make any kind of notes or anything, I think, wait, there was something that I needed to say.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to say something and I don't remember what it was. So
I often do that halfway through, like I'm saying something and then maybe I'll look at a comment and I'll come back and I go, I can't remember what I was saying. And I'll go, can you remind me what I was saying? And then nobody says anything. So you think, well, they weren't listening anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so I do sometimes make notes, and I made written notes I wrote down the titles of your articles and things because I knew that I would not remember those kinds of things while we were talking. So
we don't remember them either.
Well, no, I probably wouldn't either. Somebody have to remind me what did I say?
What was I writing about?
Yeah. You tell me what I said.
One of the things about Substack is you could have written a note about 6 months ago and then suddenly it reappears and you read it and you think, oh, that's good. Did I write that? That's brilliant.
Well, that's something I did on Halloween of last year. I read aloud a couple of original short stories that I had written. And it's still out there because just yesterday I got somebody liked it. And I was like, where is it? How did they?
How did they find
How
it?
are they still seeing this? Where
Yeah.
that was months ago.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I'd kind of like to understand it, but I mean, I guess I should just be happy that it's still out there. But
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
Yeah. It's like your note goes on like a little travel, goes around, and then
Yeah,
suddenly comes back again.
yeah, it's just making the rounds, just making loops,
Yeah.
I guess, and
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
still finding it. That's great, but
It
I wish
is
I had
good.
some
I
sort
mean,
of
that's a really good thing about, it's a really good thing about Substack that it does that, because I've never seen that on any other platform. Sambuca's
yeah.
saying good idea, Sue. I don't know what the idea was now, but thank you.
Well, you have lots of good ideas. They could
I
have
have
been
loads of good
any.
ideas, yeah.
I wish we did have some sort of control over what notes do well, because I sometimes I'll write something and it doesn't get any attention at all, and but I think it's, I'll write it and think it's very clever, or
Mm.
I think people should read it, but it doesn't get a lot of attention. And then other things I'll write and I'll dismiss it, and everybody likes it and comments on it.
Yeah. Funny, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
I think
well.
the most viral note I've ever written was about people's bookshelves, when I said, I wish people wouldn't hold their podcasts in front of their bookshelf, because I'm trying to work out what books they've got. I'm not
Oh,
listening at all. I can't see you. You need to get a bit closer. And I thought maybe I'll take a photo of my bookshelf and put it on as a note.
oh
So people
yeah.
can look at my books. I'm going to do that.
Well, when I started podcast, I wasn't doing it in this room. This room was kind of storage and stuff. And I thought, well, I've got this bookshelf. It seems appropriate that I would do it in front of that, and kind of make me look scholarly and whatnot.
Yeah.
But and that's what somebody said. I had a globe
Yes.
right
Yeah.
here, and
Yes.
somebody made a comment a while back saying, "Oh, he's got a globe. He must be smart."
Yeah. Yeah. He's traveled the world.
Right. I have not been to many of these places on this globe, really.
But yeah, so is that why people stand in front of or sit in front of their bookshelf, so that you can see how very clever they are, because they've got all these different books?
I don't know if I mean, that wasn't my thought when I was doing it, but I thought it just seemed appropriate for a writer to have a background with a bookshelf. And since I had the
I
bookshelf,
suppose, yeah.
I
I suppose.
but I don't know. I
I
don't know
can't sit in front of mine anyway, because one's in the hall and the
oh,
other, you couldn't sit in front of it. You'd look a bit weird.
well, you're gonna have to move it now and put it.
I'd have to put it here.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I think you're
never
right though.
mind.
Kind of the plain background puts the focus more on you, and
Yeah.
people aren't
Yeah.
distracted by other things.
No, I don't want people reading my books.
Yeah,
Listen to me. Don't read your book. Read my
right.
books.
Of course,
Because if I read a title, I'll even go on Amazon and look up to see what the book's about. And I've even bought books because they've been on people's bookshelves.
Oh, really?
And I think,
Well,
that
I
looks
think
good.
I
Yeah.
think that's kind of funny, kind of cool.
Hmm.
I have cats as well, and so they'll often
I know.
come in.
I've seen your pictures. They're lovely. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I've got one of them wants to go outside right now, and I'm ignoring her, but I'm sure she's not happy about it. But it seems like every time I go live, that's when she wants to go outside.
Yeah. Yeah. She's sure that she knows what you're doing. She's just,
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah. You, you don't need to be doing that. You need to pay attention to
No,
me.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hmm.
Well, I don't have anything else to talk about. Unless you do, we can keep going or draw to a close.
I could always keep going. But I think we've been talking for 45 minutes. So people are probably getting bored and falling asleep now. They're thinking, oh, for God's sake, can't you finish? I want to go home.
We've got at least one.
Sambuca says she's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's that's somebody that's still listening.
Brilliant.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I'm glad we got it rescheduled, and I was
Yeah,
really
me
glad
too.
to talk to you.
I didn't want to let you down.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I mean you wouldn't. Even if you didn't come on with me, you wouldn't let me down. I still enjoy listening to your videos and watching them, and so. But I
Thank you.
I
Thank
am
you.
really glad to meet you in face to face, as it were.
Yeah, yeah. Likewise. Yeah. Yeah, I
And
love meeting people.
I hope your cohort goes well. It's starting again. You said this Thursday.
It's starting on Friday. Yeah,
Friday. Oh,
Friday. So, yeah, I chose Fridays because I thought it's just end of the work week, start of the weekend. So it's a nice break to sit and do some work on yourself before you get into
yeah.
the weekend.
Okay.
So
And
we'll
you're going to
see.
be doing free workshops as well every
I'm going to do
quarter.
some free. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to maybe even more than that. I'll see how they go. But I've put out the poll in my post on Thursday, so we'll see what
Okay.
comes back from that, if anything, and then I'll work out what I'm going to do my workshop on. So if anybody has any ideas of what they want me to do a workshop on, then let me know, please. It would be useful.
I'll have to go back and look at that post because I do like polls, and I'd be happy to answer one.
It's not out till Thursday. It's out on
Oh,
Thursday. So,
I thought you
yeah.
said. Oh, okay. I'm
No,
sorry. I thought
it's
you
coming
said
out
you
on
already put one out.
Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have an idea of when you're going to schedule the first one, or are you going to wait till the poll?
Probably in February sometime.
Oh, okay.
So we'll
Okay.
see.
Well, something to look forward to then.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. Is that it?
Well, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you,
Yes.
Sue,
Thank you for the
again.
comments.
And we might do another one of these again sometime in the future, but
Yeah.
until next time, thank you for coming in. I hope you have a good week.
Just one little thing. Chris from 1 Minute Daily Boost is saying, I have ideas. That's brilliant.
okay.
Thank you. Please let me know what they are, either on the poll when you get it or DM me. That would be brilliant. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we have still have a few people hanging on, so that's good.
Like it, yeah. Thank you, Kalpana. Lovely. Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, he says absolutely. So you'll be getting at least some ideas.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again, Sue. Thanks for everybody coming in, and we will talk to you all later.
Yeah. See you again. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.